Hello everyone, this is the Mad Salvi letting you know that unless things are proven with Twitter posts and stuff like that and have actual proof behind it, treat everything in this thing as a theory. I will try to mark certain things as news and theory and everything like that to kind of let you guys understand, but also, you know, use a critical mind. And I hope you do enjoy. As we know, Hex Haywire has said some interesting stuff. So if we remember his gaffe about using someone's grandfather's ashes as a way of potting soil or that type of thing. You know, that was not great for him, but he got hit with a copyright strike, it looks like recently, which he is going to have to fight himself, because as far as I know, as far as I remember from the actual contract that was leaked by Nijisanji, someone in Nijisanji, he does not get any help from Nijisanji against copyright strikes. He says, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. It's the only Niji who's open about his PL. I'm honestly surprised Niji hasn't done anything about it. A lot of other people do the PL thing. Kairio is pretty much has the same kind of style and everything like that. So yeah, he posted his stream as Hex in his PL and deleted it quickly. He accidentally used it. So that's why people know it's his PL. Wasn't it also a thing YouTube banned the account? You cannot remake it. If it's banned, then they cannot remake it. It's very true, but it isn't banned yet. It's just copyright struck. Kairio says no ASMR for a while. It was lovely for making it free while it lasted. The process of creating and brought you such feelings, and act of creation itself was truly worthwhile. Of course, it's not just ASMR, but even other things as well. People are giving him, you know, support. But the context of everything is this one. He got a copyright strike for a community guideline strike or copyright issues. He got a strike for his stuff. Good morning, kittens. Daddy's ready to blank himself. And right here, why? Because he did a very spicy, clingy boyfriend begs for you to blank, to stay home. So because he decided to do this, spicy ASMRs are not appreciated by YouTube, and YouTube does do community guideline strike for you. Now on Twitch, not so much, because you can mark it as 18 plus, etc. As long as you mark it correctly, they're pretty much fine with it. But spicy ASMRs are not something that YouTube themselves appreciate. So something about him is just so cringe, I can't take him seriously. Any dude calling his audience kittens is ew. He's trying to be Vox, whereas Vox, no matter how or anyone call or feel him, has a certain charm. Hex doesn't. Hell, I remember a while ago people called him out for copying Vox with tags and that stuff. Obligatory, wait, what happened? So weird. I didn't think anyone would upload ASMR. Have never encountered anything like this before. Did you receive confirmation? The Millie thing that happened when Selene did her stuff. Of course, they're going to be using that. The clown emoji really shining through for you, huh, Hex? Concerning, I was wondering how long it would take for it to stay up. I didn't watch the VOD myself, but I heard it was very spicy. So that's probably why it got taken down. And that's what happens when you decide to go a little too spicy with your stuff. Even if you're Nijisanji, Nijisanji will not protect you from this. Oh, since you know a bit more about law,
yeah, okay.
Since you know a little bit more about law than I do, and you've actually practiced it before, what do you think about this whole situation of any color? Just to give you guys a little run through, they're going against someone for defamation, and also they have found that the person does death threats. There have been threats to the livers themselves, other things like vor, gore, that type of thing being sent in fan art and things like that. What do you think about the whole situation?
So this is where the criminal element is the big difference here. Like we've said before, Nijisanji, in their contract, they pretty much say that a liver needs to handle their own stuff.
Yes.
But this is an escalation far above and beyond just the liver's interactions online. Given the contents of what has been said to them, how they have been harassed, and so as a result, this is why they were able to subpoena Twitter. Was it Twitter? Yeah,
it's at SNS services. And, my guess is Twitter.
The actual contact information of the individual.
Yeah, my guess is Twitter, because of the fact that they had done the threats a lot of times through those services and had done the vor through those services.
Exactly, and so what ends up happening here is this lawsuit has a lot more teeth, even though these two filings were separate, one in the criminal sector and then the other in the civil sector, because they are both encompassing of the same incidents. They will likely be linked and weighed in a similar manner, even adjudicated by the same judge. So in light of this, they are going to use this because this has as much weight as it does. They will use this to kind of throw a little bit of shade on the international community. So we are looking into pursuing other other suits, both domestic and international. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but they can't do anything with the international aspect because if they were to sue Doki Bird, right?
Yes.
They'd have to go to Canadian court.
Absolutely.
They would be subject to Canadian law, and as such, if you are in America, the Philippines, it really doesn't matter. Now, the only exception really is if somebody who they are targeting decides to make a trip to Japan. And they are aware of that, and they know when they're at Japan, and they get properly served. So, unless there's boots on the ground in Japan of the person they want to sue, there's really no actual, there's no actual bite behind this bark in terms of the international context.
Okay. So basically what they're doing is that they might just be doing this to, like what they did to Raziel with the cease and desist that really has no teeth to it because she already stopped doing what she was doing and she was no longer under the actual NDA. It's kind of like they're using this as a method of trying to silence opposition, kind of silence the people who are saying things, to be like, we can go after you too. But really the more teeth that they have is in Japan.
A lot of people don't necessarily understand. A lot of people don't always get this, but a filing like this is equal parts a appeal to a judge as well as a public statement, because the public will obviously have access to this. It's going to be released to the public. You are interacting with the people's court, and so we have a right to see what is being requested or demanded of the court.
Yeah, exactly.
So you often have in these filings a PR team alongside the lawyer, weaving in these public statements or warnings or whatever, but beyond the facts of the actual case, which this is ultimately a win for Niji, by the way.
Yeah, it really does seem like a win overall, just even PR-wise.
They are protecting a liver. They are taking an actual action against a harasser and a troll. This is someone they can try, and I feel like they're gonna go after him or her as hard as they can. They'll throw the bucket them as an attempt to show what happens if you mess with Niji, so to speak.
Yeah, and that is good. That is good for them as a company. It does look much better for them as a company to actually be like, hey, at least we defend our livers, at least we defend this, which is interesting, seeing as though the contract pretty much said that they wouldn't be doing that kind of stuff, but it looks bad on any company to at least not try to at least do a basic protection.
And again, they might not do this if it had stayed a little more tame.
Yeah.
But because of the subject matter of what was being sent, that is so egregious, they have to respond. They are obligated to respond.
Yeah, it would look really bad if they didn't. It would just look really bad.
Even as it is technically contradictory to their contract. And I would not be surprised if they do end up going after a number of people domestically.
Oh yeah, they have gone over and they have done things to people, like in the sense of lawsuits and things like that for defamation and such in the Japanese courts. We've seen that before, but it's interesting that they even thought about saying that they're going international.
So this will probably be another wave of that, similar to that wave of, 147 court cases that Hololive had filed?
Yeah.
So it'll probably be something like that. It'll be a big showing of, hey, you guys have had your shots at us, but we're coming back swinging. We're showing the public that we are improving. This is going to be Niji's attempt at a redemption arc, so to speak.
It makes sense, and also this comes off the heels of the collaboration that they have with Hololive and UUUUM, or I don't know how many U's were in there, but for against slander and against defamation. They made like a collaboration, like almost like an industry panel type of thing, an industry group, where they are trying to go after with Hololive, Cover, and Any Color, and UUUM to do all this kind of stuff. So I guess this is their first shot across the bow with their recent information.
Pretty much, yeah. That's, and again, and domestically, yeah, if you've been going at Niji, I might be a little worried, but if you're an international party, I don't think that has much teeth.
That's very true. And again, thank you again for popping in here. Thank you again for giving me a bit of insight beyond what my understanding is. I always like to be informed. I always like to give information also to the community. And I really, really, really appreciate you being a part of the community. And thank you always for giving me insight, corrections where needed, and all that kind of stuff. Appreciate you. Hope to have you on again.
No problem. You guys have a good one.
You too. This is an update on something I had done in a previous video, mentioning the whole thing that's been going on, the drama, the whatever, about the ShyLily and the Smol Lola thingy with ShyLily. A lot of people have been bugging ShyLily, which is never good. Never bug somebody about this. Let them figure it out on their own. Let them know about it on their own. A lot of big creators, like what she's saying here, don't want to be involved in this kind of crap. So just don't do it. People are waiting for me to say the wrong thing. I stay out of drama for more reasons than just I have better things to do with myself. Other reasons including that at some point you can never say the right thing. That is very true. What am I expected to address? But since people won't leave me alone about it, and even bother my management and message me in Twitch chat, I guess I'm sadly forced to say at least something. If I speak up against something and reveal that I'm uncomfortable with it, I'm just a hater. Big bad wolf, because they're bigger. That's what always happens. If I state that I am fine with it, I disrespect the artists who are working hard and practice to hone their skills over the years and years, and many more years. Their love, passion, technical skills, and everything else they put into their work. I'll be responsible for setting a new standard that encourages stealing, copying, plagiarizing as okay to do. I'm not the damn law. She's not the freaking lawyer. She's not a freaking cop. Why are you still bugging her? I'm sad that people have to drag my name into drama and forcing me to say something. The amount of notifications I've been getting is insane to me. Furthermore, we don't condone harassment. Like, yeah, basically, don't go and harass somebody. People who do are not ShyLily fans. Stop treating this as if I or my community is how it's involved. They're drama frogs, let that be clear. All this effort to stay out of it just for people to put my words in my mouth and slander my community. You do not speak for me. I have a great fan base that I absolutely love, and people who are familiar with me that know my fan base is drama free. Anyway, have a nice day. I'm back to spending copious amounts on money on waifus and PNG in a game. So yeah, basically, yeah, don't go and send this stuff to him. New VTuber model looks suspiciously copy pasted. And basically, the VTuber on the left popped up recently. People pointed out that they look eerily similar to ShyLily, which in return led to the VTuber fervently defending themselves as more or less being a completely original design, going as far to make a big comparison chart. Unfortunately, the internet was the internet, and a lot of people, including some larger VTubers, all have been dogpiling on her quite hard, and it's evidently affected her mental health quite poorly. It's also sparked into a discussion, as you can see from the Twitter post, regarding the importance of silhouette distinction and how there's more to originality than simply presentation. Tweet encapsulates so much about what I despise about online discourse, and the VTuber community has unfortunately been that way too. Unfortunately. I've seen that a lot in the VTuber community, and unfortunately it is that way. Why ShyLily is one of the best in the scene. Whole thing is eerily similar to how Rao Meido situation started. People are desperately trying to take sides. They're desperately trying to get people angry at each other, and I won't support that. So do what ShyLily says. Stop getting them involved. Stop trying to make them into the police. Stop trying to harass other people. Just leave it alone. If you don't like it, then move on. If you don't like ShyLola or Smol Lola or whatever, move on. Move on to someone else. We have some more news this time from Sayu themselves because, of course, you know, always have to put a little bit of Sayu positivity here and there. It says, I didn't get a chance to meet Matara. Sad about that, but I did see Sayu in the flesh and got her autograph. She's very cute. So to prevent any rumors from spreading, just want to say I never mentioned Matara or anyone else to Sayu. Would love to say that I had a role in them possibly coming to terms, but it would be a lie. It says, I knew it would happen eventually, though. Know that Matara is a good person. Know Sayu is a good person. Just don't bug them about it. So this person got a Sayu autograph, which is cool. It's like, frame it and make it family heirloom. It's like, this person saying, no way, I'm actually jealous. That little ink hand finger smudge I see at the bottom. Time to frame it up and as an SSR item and pass it down to generations to come. Somewhere else. On the other side, we get some stamps at various spots. And when you got all the trading cards, let you keep the card and marked it. Just a smudge is from one of the stamping stations, not her. Such a cute signature, too. It is a cute signature. If you look at it, it's a very cute signature. Like a very cute signature. And it says, well, damn, I'm happy for you, man. Saw a glimpse of her. Really cute. Agree, but I think it's a very specific situation. It means a lot. I went from Matara blocking her after her whole privacy thing. Sorry, apologizing. Got unblocked, ghosted, follow each other. That kind of thing. So it's all going well. And moving on to this, Sayu finally found someone shorter than her. You have a actual person. Why hast thou forsaken me? There you go. Inami Yokai. There you go. You have a smaller one, a smaller, smaller VTuber. Finally, someone shorter than me. Stop. This can't be happening. Inami Yokai is finally someone shorter than her. The height has forsaken them. And it's like, that's Inami Yokai, one of my faves. Yeah, these girls had a hard time. Inami Yokai is actually a person that I've watched before. Actually a person that, you know, I find interesting. So they're cute, small Asian woman time. It's the model. Yes, it's a cute model, as you can see, as we've seen. It's a cute model here. It's something that's, you know, awesome to see. And oh god, people are already memeing on her. Look at that. They're already memeing on her. Of course they would. Here we have some healing. Some healing news for each and every one of you. The world is healing. Matara-kan is following Sayu, and Sayu is following Matara-kan. They follow each other. It's wonderful to see that. Sisters must be fuming at this. Honestly, I'm so happy to see that Mata and Sayu have clearly put whatever happened behind them. The fact they're mutually following each other is a good sign. Indicates that whatever was said between them has caused them to become friends. It like hasn't stopped them from becoming friends. Didn't they on Nina constantly Nijisanji to the point that it was impossible to say that you were a Nina fan? Some people did. When have they gotten in touch in person in offkai? Maybe they have. Who knows? Great and all. We should remember to not ask either of them about either things that are happening, which makes sense, of course. Trauma these two have suffered because of their former employer makes the rule much more important. Let's be happy for them and hope they can do a collab stream one day, but at the same time, let's not make them uncomfortable. I feel like it's likely at least one of them will just end up bringing it up naturally as they recap their time in offkai anyways. To be fair, I hope they talked. I hope they did talk. I think they did talk probably either at offkai or before offkai, and we're like, just put this stuff behind us and make sure that we all have a good time for our fans. And here is another person. Good to see that they're both following each other. Of course, right here. Person here says, I don't know the NDF have multimedia superpowers of denying reality. Says there's nothing I love more than the sound of aunties whining because their rats got debunked. It's gonna be even better when members eventually leave the NDF's precious corpo and join the chorus of people outside. Happy to see this. Maybe they talk personally in offkai. That would be my guess. Yeah, either way, this was a good thing to see. Ever since WrestleTuber, feels like a page has turned for the better, and I'm glad. I still want to see a few people escape Kurosanji. However, it really feels like there's a real healing happening now. Without a doubt, it was the last cope that had substance. And thus, the last DD sister anti-cope has been absolutely obliterated. Both them can finally have the closure they needed. An update. Ghost is also following Sayu. Mint is also following Sayu. So now we have a lot of the ex-Niji following each other. It's absolutely amazing. So now Sayu has another win of, made Mint following, who used to be Pomu. Great news to see. It's absolutely amazing to see. I'm so happy that this is happening. Took me down a minor rabbit hole to see Mint followed her. It was great. It's great. Matara, Mint also following Doki was the start of current back wave. And it's more good things to come, hopefully, for Sayu. A bit of an update from other Sayu news that I have mentioned before. It is them actually going and talking to each other now. Like, holy crap, they're actually talking to each other now. They're actually doing things together. That's like very nice. They actually had a lunch because they followed each other recently. So during offkai, they had a wonderful lunch together. Cleared out some misunderstandings and had a great time. Genuinely love her so much. It's so great that they can actually do this. It's so great that they can actually have this moment together. And you can see Matara-kan replying down below. Love it. You love to see it. What these people are saying is Needy Sisters must have been getting 3-to-1 combo with all of Sayu's W's. Really just goes to show you how at the end of the day, they really must be a minority. Exactly. You can never hear the sound of 1,000 Needy Sisters screeching in anguish. I see Matara as a real one. It's inappropriate if I get excited about Sayu's hand. Of course, it's not a degenerate way. It's just nice to see the hand. So glad Sayu and Matara cleared things up. I'm extremely happy that Matara and Sayu cleared things up because that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to talk like adults and not go behind each other's backs, not, create documents or anything like that. If you can have the chance to talk to each other, talk to each other. Don't create documents. Don't be backhanded. Don't try to get the world against someone else. Just be an adult and talk it through. But if you can't, I guess, that's up to you though. So here we have Mori Calliope, whichever one you want to call her. She is Hollow Myth, one of the first generations. She is the Singing Reaper, singing Shinigami. She has Phantom Mime, which is her new album popping out. She did say, when it's going to be popping out, limited sale, pre-orders, all this kind of good stuff going on from the 4th, which is tomorrow as of the writing of this, and all the way 5th, the 5/28 to the 4th. So tomorrow is going to be the last day. JST today, 6:59 p.m. So it already ended. It's going to be ending by the time you probably watch this. But that's the pre-order, and the orders are out for the regular stuff later on, of course. Now, they've been pushing this kind of stuff with Midnight Mary, with Kobo Kanaru, an original song, and all that kind of stuff for Phantom Mime. And recently today, she said, "Sorry, everyone. I think it's best to take a step back for a while. It'll be here for the new song release. That's all for now. Of course, she needs to take a break. She needs to be able to relax. She needs to be able to, she just had her surgery. So of course, there's gonna be times when maybe she's pushing herself too far because she is an overly strong worker and she maybe pushed herself a little too far, which I can understand. And I respect her for taking a break, taking a back seat and being like, you know what, let me just relax for a bit. This is a person saying that in Indonesia is a big market that Nijisanji just seemed to have thrown away for whatever reason. We don't know exactly why they threw away. It's a shame. Niji was the first to come to Indonesia. They had a chance to make Niji dominant player in the region, in the Southeast Asia region. They're a big group back then, but the short-sighted management just cut them off. They did, and then they merged them. It was short-term gains instead of long-term planning. On the other hand, Yago started ID branch small, grow it slowly, only 3 at a time, have patience, wait for the community to build up. Think Yago is going to laugh even when Ajima's biggest competitor made such a bad move. And here we go. It's basically train station lead ads for the Stars Anniversary ID for Indonesia. This is a fan thing, of course. This is a fan-made thing, but they're having all of these things, of course, approved by Hololive and, you know, allowed to use the IPs from Hololive. Hololive allows a lot of these things to happen as long as you let them know that it's going to happen. They allow a lot of these things to happen because they know the fans are usually the ones that give you the best advertising. Because if it's a fan project, it shows how good they are. Ads will be showing every 6 minutes. There will be 2 different video ads, and all these places, the location list in all these places. It has a ton of different places. Look at all these things. 4 freaking pages of a lot of train ads. They're doing a ton of stuff, and it's stuff that it's fans doing it. So if Nijisanji would have actually paid attention to how big this area is, they would have actually had the support like Hololive does right now. Now let's move on to this little portion here. Once sisters, forever friends. We held hands so much this weekend. Made mint. We held hands so much this weekend. Maria from V4 Mirai. They held hands. It's always good. I thought you were talking about the other type of sisters. Honestly understandable since we literally just found out that Michi and Tenjin are second cousins. As long as it's not Niji sisters. What does the title mean by sisters? Ko and Mint used to share the same artist when she was Pomu. Oh, okay. It's back in the day, so okay, it's Pomu / Ko. The good kind of sisters, awesome. It's great to see them have this kind of interaction. The fact that they're gone, the fact that you know, Pomu is no longer Pomu, now they're made mint. Of course, do not go and say, oh, I miss Pomu, or I miss your old stuff. Don't go to any of them, say this. Oh, I'm sure your mama's sad, or like your artist mama's sad, or anything like this. Please don't go and say these types of things to them. Just go on their current life, say made mint, you know, become you know, a fan of made mint, become a wisp, become any of that kind of stuff. That's fine. Just don't go and bother them about their PL lives, please. A little bit of a win for Michimochievee. It says, does Niji not let their talents engage with Pride Month? As far as I've been able to tell, they haven't engaged with Pride Month yet. Vshoujo is basically talent freedom in this case, because they let their talents do these types of things as long as it's not anything that's going to cause like drama, calling people out. They're not going to do those things because, of course, it's everything with PR. Michimochievee has Happy Pride Month here. I've never been able to publicly be involved in this, but I'm kind of happy I finally can now. I guess Nijisanji, she's saying right here that Nijisanji never allowed them to publicly be involved in this, just from the reading of what Michimochievee is saying. It says, in Indonesian myself, I don't think this really has anything to do with Kirisanji themselves. Regardless of it, I'm really happy for her. Also, you know, Indonesia, correct me if I'm wrong, is deeply religious in a lot of ways. Like their main culture is deeply religious. So maybe that is in the zeitgeist of them. They don't do the Pride Month thing. I don't judge on any of that, but that may be a case. Definitely do. I remember Finana came out as bi in her time in Niji, and you just have Uki, who constantly reminds people that he's gay. Either she didn't come out to realize it recently, or Niji it's different rules to EN. Probably ID, more rules for ID probably. Probably Niji ID thing, my guess, because Indonesia's laws on the matter. Yeah, there could be laws on the matter on that thing. Very liberal for the Islamic country that they are. They have limits. Queer identities aren't accepted socially nor legally protected. There's one province where it's outright illegal and punishable by flogging. So yeah, that could be a very big reason for that not happening. And I absolutely understand that. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I can understand that. It may not be an Nijisanji thing, it may be more an ID thing. Here we have some memes, this time about Vox, of course. There is no harassment in Nijisanji. There is no favoritism inside of Nijisanji. Unironically, but everyone being treated horrible right now while the company is squeezing them for whatever revenue they can, while pushing out as many low-effort collabs and merch as possible. Of course they're going to be doing that. And this is the last little part of this whole thing, the last little bit that involves any sort of memes, had the urge to recreate 2 legendary images, currently essing, which is basically something that happened when Pomu and Selen switched characters. They switched the live 2D characters. Pomu was in Selen's body and Selen was in Pomu's body. Pomu was saying that Selen was essing themselves right now, and Selen was saying that you know, Pomu, in this case Mint, was peeing themselves, and this is basically, you know, Doki and Mint. LMAO, context for the meme, they did it back in Nijisanji. Yes, they did. Just giving you a little bit of context there. That is all for right now. Of course, comment, like, and subscribe down below. Thank you for being here. Of course, I love having the conversations with you guys. I love having these things with you guys, and I do appreciate it whenever you guys do comment. Take a look at my description for my socials. There's a Discord, there's Twitter, there's other places that you can check me out, Twitch, etc. And also check on your screen right now, because there might be a video that you might enjoy. Thank you.